Hi lovelies and welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you'll be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Alright lovelies, let's dive into today's video. So lovely, so I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to show you guys where this pan-color woman is actually out to spill about how people that looks like me are and sees towards them, and this got a lot of people reacting, and her own actually came for her to give their own scent. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright lovelies, let's dive into it.
We're racist black people. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, and I hope you'll listen and listen very carefully.
Now, this is the part in the video where I would normally string together a series of adjectives, throw in a couple of caucasoids, and end up with snow roach. But I digress today because Country Club Mom covered it all when she said unhinged. Now, you're probably wondering, how did we get here? Let's take a look.
A racist encounter or experience that you had that you'll never forget.
I'm walking to a bus stop. It's 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon maybe. And from the corner of my eye, I see this group of black people. I don't say anything, they don't say anything to me. I keep walking. Before I know it, I hear them. Like, I can hear them laugh and say things. I don't know what they're saying. I keep walking to the bus stop. Out of nowhere, they start throwing things at me.
And there you have it. We got here because of caucasity. The caucasity of centering themselves in problems that they created that they somehow must also be victims of. See, the caucasoid mom there decided to share a story with us that must be racist because she was beat up by a group of children when she was 13.
Before I knew it, they surrounded me. 2 of them grabbed my hands. They were holding my hands, and I don't even remember where it came from. And I got hit. That was not the only time they hit me. They kept hitting me and hitting me and hitting me. And all I remember was holding my face down and telling them, don't touch my face, because saying something about my pretty white face. So I kept my head down. It was bad. I got really scared when one of the guys pulled out a knife. He pushed it against my neck, and he was just threatening me. He was very, very intimidating, and I couldn't do anything. That was my experience with racism.
So that was her experience with racism, right? Some random group of black people that were watching her walk to a bus stop that I'm sure if she was walking to the bus stop, she must have frequented on a regular basis, decides to randomly attack her. This is not gerrymandering. This is not the use of a system of power to oppress in a manner that intimidates others. No, none of that. She says her experience with racism is rooted in the fact that she got beat up. And I'm sure the way she started the first video, she didn't have that mouth then, right? So she couldn't have said anything to spark this. Of course not. And then I'm gonna come back to that. Listen to this part of the video.
So if you tell me black people cannot be racist to white people, think again. You know what's worse about this whole story? And I was 13 years old. I was a child. And this group of black people that attacked me, they could not have been older than 16. This is learned behavior.
And rightfully so, people called cap. Because random white girl walking to a bus stop that I'm sure she frequents on a regular basis is attacked by a random group of black teens with a knife, and they don't damage your pretty white face because you asked them to. And also, you didn't reference a police report or a national news story. And that is how we got to the Dear Racist Black People video.
It's not white people tears. It is definitely not white victimhood. It is also not white fragility. You know what it is? It is white experiences, something that you don't want to listen to. So I'm going to make you listen to it. And if you don't want to listen to me, then listen to everyone else. I shared my experience. Nowhere in my video did I insult anyone, attack anyone, or offend anyone. And the first thing that you do, and by you I mean racist black people, the first thing you do, you call me a liar, you demand proof, and you call me so many other things that I cannot even mention in this video. But you know what's worse? So many people shared their experiences, and not just the white people. And
it's interesting that she mentioned white fragility when I don't even have to go past the introduction to get to what she just did. I began to see what I think of as pillars of whiteness, the unexamined beliefs that prop up our racial responses. I could see the power of the belief that only bad people were racist, as well as how individualism allowed white people to exempt themselves from the forces of socialization. She's pointing out the socialization of others without acknowledging the socialization of her own disingenuous nature.
please touch my video and share your experience with racism, specifically with black people, because they're telling me my experience never happened and I made it up. They can try and silence me, but they can't silence all of us, because it does happen. Racist black people can be extremely racist toward white people. There's no denying.
So there you have it. This, Bella, you all right? Oh. Yeah, Bella, that's my dog. She's female. But she wants you to share your experience, white people, with racism. So I take up that challenge. I would like for you to share your experiences collectively with racism that has involved you ever suffering at the hands of the Institute of Racism in this country. Yes, share with us your experiencing with gerrymandering that carves out these pretzel-shaped districts that disenfranchise black voters simply because of the color of their skin. Share with us the laws that were enacted by this country that legally engaged in segregation and adversely affected us then and still do to this day. Share with us your experiencing with redlining or hell, any banking policies that were specifically based on the fallout of redlining the black community and limiting its access to resources, and then complaining that we don't have the resources to secure loans, even to this day. Share with me your experiences historically of organizations of black people that specifically came together to lynch your relatives simply because they were white. And then to make sure you took pictures of this and sent them around the country as legally traded postcards. And of course, share with us that story of how you didn't get a job because of the color of your skin, especially in the face of affirmative action that was meant to level the playing field has most benefited white women. And be sure to share with us your racial experiences in the medical field, racial disparities that lead to black women being 4 times more likely to die in childbirth than their white counterparts because of the institutional treatment of black people by the institution of medicine in this country. A system that for years taught doctors that black people felt and experienced pain differently simply because of the color of our skin. And of course, share with us the racism you have experienced in the criminal justice system that evolved from slave catching patrols and transformed it into the system we see today that still disparages black people in the treatment of sentencing on an obvious basis. Even today, share with us your 60% exoneration rate because of the fact that this system is so racially motivated to punish black and brown people. So yes, go ahead, stitch this video, please, and share the racist experiences you all have labored under in a system of racism that your ancestors created. Share those collective experiences with me. Please do. And notice not once did I talk about being called a bad name or anything that I cannot collectively prove or back up with facts. Now, you'll have the day you deserve.
So I saw this TikTok of this black lady who was asking other black people to share an experience of racism that they would never forget with an entire audience of people. And then there was this white lady that saw it as an opportunity to try and have like an aha gotcha moment against the black community by saying, see, look at my experience, black people can be racist too. And in this story, she described a group of black people ganging up on her when she was 13 years old and beating the ever-loving shit out of her, but then never said anything about filing a police report or going to the hospital. But then insisted that it's real, and when people asked for corroboration, because that's a fantastical story, she got offended and defensive and decided to make an entire new video dedicated to racist, quote-unquote, black people. So yeah, that's an experience with racism that I won't forget, even though it's not my experience. I mean, some white ladies just really need to learn to leave things alone and to mind their business and to not try to use black people's platforms to push their agenda. Let black people have their space.
Sometimes scary it is.
There isn't any of those. They don't exist. You're delusional.
Okay, the only message that your video pushes is that you are very racist and you are trying to minimize the oppression black people suffer daily due to the color of their skin, where as your little example story that you pulled up had nothing to do with race except for the person proving they just hate black people, so they gotta make up random fucking disgusting stories. You know, you need to do better and stop trying to silence black voices because you think that black people can be racist when they are just holding you accountable. It's not the same.
I seriously love this. This has actually got a lot of people reacting to the fact that, this Ukrainian woman actually thought that, people that look like me can actually be racist towards, pink-colored people or people that look like her, And this got people like, why is it that most of these people actually want to be oppressed so much? They want to also, have that, it is not only black people that feels it's some type of way. We can also be, racist towards, like, people that looks like me. Black people can also be racist towards us. Like, people should just cut the crap. This is just so, this is just so funny. To the fact that not only her things like this, but multiple of them out there. Because I saw some videos, of pink-colored women actually trying to like, okay, we also can be racist towards, like that, trying to do this reverse thing. And this happens anytime you call them out with on their crimes. I've seen multiple stitches where a particular pink-colored woman to call, like, she will come out, spew all manner of races, try to like to get attention of people that looks like me. And when these people comes or maybe reply to all of the things that she has spewed out, she will in turn start crying. Like, this is how or where white women tears comes in. She will start crying and, oh my god, you guys are so why are you this, why are you coming for me, you guys are so racist, this is a reverse. Like, they're just trying to make you to be the bad person, but meanwhile you are already the one that is projecting the kind of person you are. But when they're being called out, it's another ball game. It's like people keep on getting so offended about this. So this pan-colored woman or Ukrainian woman who happens to be, all over her social platform, that took it upon herself to call out people that look like me that they are Ray and cis. Like, how is it even possible? I think it all started with a black woman coming out to make her, asking black women of a particular question. They should share their horrific Ray and cis, experience, and which a lot of, people that looks like me were teaching her video, sharing their, experiences of Ray and cis in the hands of Karen. And this particular lady took it upon herself. She actually took it upon herself to also participate in the said stage. This stage does not even include her. She was not included. The first creator that talked about this stage of coming out to spill about your experience was a woman that looks like me, calling out her own fellow sisters to share their experience in the hands of Karens. But since this lady, want to spoil all of the experiences, to also tell the world that, oh, you guys are not only the ones in these shoes. We, as pretty as our faces are, we also face Ray and cis. And that was how she stitched her video, claiming some kind of, or trying to make up stories. Why I call it make up stories is the fact that when she actually, shared the stories on her, and a lot of people were like, oh, so there is no form of report or any form of thing to actually, lead us to actually make us know that you are telling the truth, or is it that you didn't feel any reports upon all of the thing from these, black people? And she got so angry. She's so angry to the fact that people are bashing her, trying to call her attention to the fact that you are telling a story and you did not even include, at least to make us know that, oh, people like me can actually be. But the way at which she started with, oh, my pretty face, they want to smash my pretty face, I was like, this is not even giving someone that have had such experience. If you have an experience like that, you won't even come out here to talk about how your face are so, seriously. And now she's all cussing out on people, trying to cancel people. She made the second video calling out people that looks like me, that you guys are Ray and cis, you guys are the problem of the society, you guys are, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this actually reminds me of, some of the stitches I put here about some particular people, if they being called out and the way at which they react. They react in a type of way if you've been caught, doing something you are not supposed to do. So they find every means to make it look as if people are coming for them. Just like her. You made a first video describing what happened to you, and people were just trying to be sincere with you, asking you, okay, so what happened? Did you report? What happened? Where was that? And you get so offended, calling the people that ask you a sincere question from the bottom of their heart because they are so cared about you. They care about you to be able to ask you such questions, at least, so that we will know when people that look like me have become Ray and cis. Then all you could do was to start using seriously, was to start telling stories of or calling them names of Ray and cis and how they should stay away from you. But you already called them out by telling them stories that that isn't even verifiable. And instead of you to verify and make people believe what you are saying, you are now there still making them not to believe what you were saying. Seriously, love this. When I saw the video, I actually stitched the parts where people were all out to oh, you are not telling the truth here, you're not being honest, you are not. Then I decided that, okay, if black people have this to say, what is it that people that look like her have to say? Because at least if people that look like her should also agree with her, stating how they have such experience of Ray and cis, if not any other thing that you can call it, then they should be in a good position to explain to us. And that was how I came about some of the stitches from her own people. And they were all like, no, you are absolutely making this up. Like, this is just, one of the things you have to face for being someone that looks like me. When I saw this video, I decided that I was just going to put it up here for us to, be aware that very soon you guys will be hearing that, oh, people that look like me are actually real and shit. Let's forget about your struggle. Let's forget about reparation. Like, every other person is person whatsoever you are person, but, people do not want to hear the truth. They just want, since, even if you're being oppressed or something, you just have to keep quiet. You just have to enjoy it. You just want to make it look like every other person is, experiencing whatsoever. That's nothing like privilege or whatsoever, which she know that it does exist. It does really exist, and we just pray that it doesn't continue in a higher standard, because you know what, election is out and election is done and dusted. We are just going to be praying for the best, and everyone should just be safe and live a very reserved and safe life. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. If you've not subscribed to this channel up to this extent, please do you get a huge favor to click on the subscription button, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Up to this extent, thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here to educate and inform ourselves. Alright, lovelies, please share this video, subscribe, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.